LoZ New Comic Book Day!
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the LoZ's New Comic Book Day. Not to be confused with the Free Comic Book Day, because we're not giving shit away unless we're giving you some free information.
Yeah, we should do that. I haven't done a free comic book day in years, man.
Word, I forgot. When is that shit? Is May something, right?
May 15 or something like that.
Damn, yeah, it already passed. It already passed.
But they didn't even happen like right now, right?
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
Oh, you
the
word,
pandemic,
yeah.
like who knows?
Free digital comic
I'll
book
look it
day
up.
and shit. Yeah, word.
All right,
But yeah,
but yeah, for the fans out there, right, listening, right? Like we've been mentioning this before. We've talked about it in a few episodes, but we decided like to vote a specific segment for today. You're listening to us right now. The books just came out right now, today. This is the day they're coming out. This Wednesday of this specific week. I'm not gonna say what the date is. You can figure it out yourself on the calendar right now. But as we've said before, right, new comic books come out every Wednesday and every
Wait, what do you
Tuesday.
mean? Today is the 26th, Wednesday the 26th.
Exactly.
Because we are the LoZ and we travel
Exactly.
via the Zoom tube into the Zoom force to bend time and space to give you the best comic book review. So hit them with the news,
I mean, I'm not gonna front.
the releases.
I did enjoy that we put some personal responsibility on the listener for a second. This is America.
I'm just saying that you're right, because Rod's right. Like, let's not front, let's not hide our fucking abilities that we have, right? It's
Fine.
Wednesday right now. We're able to we're gonna go back to Friday, but it's Wednesday right now. We know the books that came out today. But if you're listening to us on a Thursday, on a Friday, on the 28th or something, you figure it out what we're talking about when they came out. But we're talking about Wednesday, the 26th of May 2021. These are the books that come out this week that we are recommending. These are the ones that we're buying, we're purchasing, that we think you should get as well. And there's a few good ones. I think that the ones that we're going to recommend primarily, and we've said this before, there's Marvel Unlimited and DC Universe Infinite, where you can get them for subscription a few months before. But there's some books that are too good to wait. And one of those, actually, which is going to be random, I don't think we've talked about this at all. This is from IDW. We haven't talked about IDW almost at all. We've talked about Marvel and DC primarily, Image a few times. IDW is another good publishing company that does primarily Teenage Ninja Turtles and Transformers.
Damn.
They've been writing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TMNT The Last Ronin, the third issue. And there's it's months in between each issue.
I noticed that.
Yeah. No, and this is written by the creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and they added Tom Waltz and illustrated by Ben Bishop. It's also illustrated by Kevin Eastman from Classic, the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fucking, it's a mouthful to say that.
TMNT for short.
TMNT.
There you go.
But this is a very... You're not thinking the cartoons that you might have grown up with watching, or the ones, if you're, I don't know how old you are, you might be watch them on Nickelodeon or something, which we didn't when we were kids. But it's dark. It's about literally the last one that survived. So 3 of them have died. There's one left. Which I guess, should we spoil who's the one that survived so far? Does it matter? It's the third issue.
Guess first.
I guess
they reveal it in the first issue, obviously, right?
in the first issue they tell you who's the one that survived.
I go Raphael.
Damn, I was leaning that way. He's a survivor, isn't he?
Right. So we got Raph and we got Rod. What's your choice?
I'm sticking with Raph too.
Right, because what's great in the first issue, you don't know who it is, right? Because he's not wearing colors.
They all
and he has all the weapons.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so what's kind of really fucking dark too, and he's talking to his brothers who are dead as he's trying to avenge them, and that's a whole thing. It's like Shredder's daughter killed them, and it's in the future, and everybody's fucked up. I think even what was the guy's name? Casey Jones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's fucking dead. He has a kid with April O'Neil. April O'Neil has a cyborg arm and shit, dystopian future classic. But in the first issue, you end up finding out that the one that survived, the last Ronin, is none other than Michelangelo. which makes it much more interesting, right? Because it's like the character who's the more carefree one, the one that doesn't give a fuck about shit, the more relaxed one. Like, and then he has to carry the weight that the turtles have fucking died, and he's the last one, and that he barely survived what killed them, and he's able to heal, and it's a trip. It's a good book, and the third issue came out today, Wednesday, the 26th. We had to recommend that book.
Shit, you know what? You just gave me an idea. Considering the fact that even though I'm going at a couple of books already, the fact that that takes a few months at a time, I can work that in.
And we've talked about before too, like, you can buy them digitally on Comixology, or you can buy them, obviously go to your local comic book shop, go to Midtown Comics if you're in New York City. This one's I've been buying digitally, but I'm considering buying it in print because I've seen one recently, Midtown Comics, and it's like really fine texture. It's like almost hardcover, kind of like the more solid type of como he say, covers. And I'm assuming this is going to be a dope collector issue to have, and it's going to be a limited series. It's going to run for fucking ever. I think it's like 6 issues, or maybe at the most 10. I don't even remember, but at this point it'll take a few years for it to end. But I recommend get it any way you want. You're gonna enjoy the shit out of it. It's a good fucking book.
Shit, yo, you just fucking reminded me. Like, the most high quality comic book I've ever seen was the Batman versus Superman book from back in the day, Rod. You remember? Yo, before 2006, that shit was $5 an issue. Fucking glossy ass paper and shit. Like, yo, that shit was premium.
Yes. And then besides that, now we're going back to Marvel, classic Marvel books. We've talked about Heroes Reborn. Heroes Reborn 4 came out today. We had to recommend that from Jason Aaron. And now so we realized recently that it's actually coming out weekly. There's a new week fucking Heroes Reborn book every week. It's illustrated by somebody else each time. So Jason Aaron now with James Stokoe, but there's always an end story at the end for Ed McGuinness. And it's a story about Blade realizing he's in this fucking world where the Avengers never existed. And it's just building the story about that. Each issue focuses on a new member of the Squadron Supreme, which is this, fall Justice League, right? About like, and this one specifically focused on the Doctor Strange character, or like, no, I mean, not Doctor Strange, the Doctor Fate type character from Justice League Dark. And so it's so cool. It's fucking fun. Just fucking keep reading it. And the other Marvel book we recommend, X-Men number 20. X-Men has been a wonderful fucking book. The whole X-Men series with Jonathan Hickman's revamp is great, and it's leading up to the Hellfire Gala. So we highly recommend you pick up this book. It'll be fucking. It just continues, and the cover has Nimrod on it. As you X fans may know, Nimrod is this ultimate sentinel from the future who develops, advanced consciousness, like as an AI. And becomes the ultimate weapon against mutants, So we'll see how he's involved in this new era of the X-Men. So we recommend that book for sure. And then after that, we're going to go into DC. For DC, there's this one book. I think we might have mentioned it briefly before. There's this series that's ending now. This is going to be the last issue you're going to get. Batman Black and White number 6. I don't know if you guys know about it. I don't know if we mentioned it before, but so what's cool, it's just short stories about.
Are they black and white?
Yeah, it's only
they're noir.
Yeah, it's pencil and ink basically.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's really cool about the book, so they usually have like 5 or 6 stories in them. They're all written by a different creative team, and sometimes they allow they're letting the artist write it as well. And it's cool. It's very cool for Batman just to be very black and white. Like, it does add that noir feel to it. That's kind of cool. And they have a lot of different creatives in it. And for the last one, we got a fan, LoZ favorite. Scott Snyder is writing a piece illustrated by John Romita Jr.
Damn.
So that's gonna be dope to see. And there's another one by Nick Darrington, who's done Batman Universe, Batman vs Superman with Joshua Williamson. He's writing and illustrating his own story for this book. It's great. They're not canon, but they're just fun fucking Batman stories that they're beautifully, illustrated. It's just like, I don't know, pencil and ink. It's cool. We do definitely recommend it. And it's the last one. Get it.
Shit, yo, like, and they seem to be going all out. Like, it's kind of like when a business is closing down and they're just giving shit away. Like, here's some fucking great, awesome stuff.
Yes.
And just a quick fucking side note for the fans. The reason why we're making this side show is essentially because this part of the industry is like, it's almost like, in a way, like, forget the live action, like Snyderverse for a minute, forget the MCU. If you don't buy any of this shit, those movies don't get made. Just a quick side note. This is where all those movies come from. This is the origin. This is like the primordial soup of all live action shit. So buy some shit periodically.
Exactly. Because if you're thinking
True.
like when you watch the no, go Rod.
I mean, this is true, especially with Marvel. Not so much DC, thanks to the multiverse, because not to deviate too much from New Comic Book Day, but the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, it didn't seem to really, I mean, yes, it maybe cherry picked some Joker lore here and there, but it seemed to be its own original take. I think a filmmaker could just do it like, whatever the hell he wants and just slap a label of a DC character on it, like, ultimately.
No, yeah,
yes,
but it just helps to keep purchasing
for sure
shit at the end of the day.
Just DC got that multiverse flex though.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, they could just,
they don't need the comics.
Nah, but even that, the notion of the multiverse, I feel like even you should read the comic books to get a better sense of what that multiverse, because if you're witnessing the multiverse for the first time in movies, like, all right, I guess. But we recommend the comic books. So even the movies are coming out, they're very their own take. You can, if you've read books, some of the classic ones, you can see the inspiration, right? And it's been great. Like, I think for the Matt Reeves Batman a movie that's coming out with Robert Pattinson, I think he said the Batman Ego or something, I don't know what it's called. It's like another like non-canon book that inspired him, and I don't know another one, but it's great to read these, even if they're not connected to the movies or the TV shows. They're just fucking good shit, because there's a reason why we're seeing all this on fucking the screen media.
Yeah, to see the inspirations and shit,
Exactly. And continuing on with DC, actually, and with Batman, we've mentioned this before. So now Robin #2 is coming out. It came out today by Joshua Wilson with Gleb Melnikov, in which we talked about. It's basically Robin going rogue and going on this Lazarus Mortal Kombat.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, like, and it's pretty epic. Issue 1 ended with a huge cliffhanger that I feel like, could we spoil or not, or like tell people to read? I don't know if you're like, I think it might make people more interested.
Spoil it, yeah, because sell them on issue #2.
Exactly. So issue 1, great book. Damian Wayne, you gotta love him, right? Attitude fucking kid, angsty kid, right? Awesome combatant. With issue 1, he's like all gun ho. Let's fucking do this. Let's get in with the fight. Let's see who's the best one. He gets killed. Like, he gets his heart ripped out. Like, he gets his fucking heart, like very Mortal Kombat punch, heart out.
Who does it?
Some random. I don't think I knew her. It was another character. I don't remember her name actually, but I've never seen her before. But she was pretty epic. She had some electricity powers, so kind of reminded me of that Superman villain from the animated series. Livewire. Kind of gave me that feel, but like if she was more ninja-ish. And so legit, the book ends with him dying. So obviously it's Lazarus and all that kind of stuff involved, and Robin's died before, so
Jesus Christ.
But Jesus Christ, like, I'm like hooked. I'm like, okay, of course I want to find out what happens. I highly recommend the fucking book. And then the last book we recommend from DC, as well as in general, is we've talked about this writer many fucking times on this series, on the show. Tom King has been writing Strange Adventures, right? So focusing on Adam Strange. It's on the Black Label book of a label of DC, which I don't think it's canon, but it's illustrated by Mitch Gerards, who he did the Mr. Miracle book with, who won awards and all that kind of shit. And it's also doubly illustrated by Doc Shaner. So you got 2 artists on the same book for each issue, and it's a good book. To put it briefly, it's like Adam Strange ended up randomly in some world outside of, the Earth, in some other fucking universe or some shit, and developed a life out there and entered a war. And so it's kind of about his PTSD of that stuff. And apparently he did some war crimes or something. It's unclear. We don't know what's happening, but it's kind of coming back to Earth to bite his ass. And Batman's involved, Mr. Terrific's involved, the Justice League's involved. And so it's, the art's awesome, the story, so it's just a mystery, like what did he do, what didn't he do, and like what's gonna happen. It's pretty fucking cool. Tom King writes good books.
Shit, dude, the only exposure I've ever gotten to Adam Strange was during the Rand Thanagar War during the Infinite Crisis event, and I've never read anything about him since because my mind couldn't handle it.
No. Just watch the animated short. That's it. It's out there.
Yo, word. You've seen it. Like, what is that about? Like, how
it's on HBO Max.
Oh, nice. I watched it.
It's like, I don't know. Those are like 10, 15 minutes long. I don't remember.
It's crazy that they can
crazy
that much fucking information and story.
Quick crash course right there for. They don't go deep, but they explore the Rand Thanagar thing and how he gets Zeta beamed and how.
Oh shit, they do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I always wondered about that. Okay, fine, I'll check it out.
Right, because for the fans out there, because the thing about Adam Strange is that there's this Zeta beam thing where he can't control it, and I think he randomly just ends up getting Zeta beamed to this world, Rand, right, where he has a wife and a kid, and he's fighting this war. The book's not focused with the Thanagar War, which is the Hawkman people, out there, but it's the original war the Rand fought with the Plix, I think they're called, and it gets dark. It gets dark. It's kind of interesting to see, like, like how vicious they can get in. Like, he's like really depicting war, like in a real sense, but like in space with guns shooting with the sound effect, like pew pew pew. Like it's like fucking, but it's fucking dark eyes. Head blown up, eyes out. And shit like that. It's like, oh fuck.
Shit, man, to fucking quote the intro of Fallout 4, #GamerLife, war never changes. Shit, that shit sounds crazy. Fucks. And like I said, fans, buy these books. Great shit. Fucking, even if not these books, there's gonna be ad nauseum. We're gonna make a bunch of these episodes. We're gonna grab you with something. There's something out there for everyone, and hopefully we cover everything that grabs everyone. Ambitious as fuck. On that note, this has been the LoZ's New Comic Book Day. We will see you guys soon. Love you guys. This is Ches. Buy some motherfucking comic books, man.
Right.
Peace.
And if you watch the whole video, comment below on what you picked up or what you plan to pick up today. And I'm right.
Exactly. Exactly. Comment. Tell us, did you like the ones we've been suggesting? Do you think we're completely wrong so we can block you? Just fucking comment, like, give us anything. We're not gonna block you. We love fucking people hating shit. But also tell us exactly if there's a book there's a lot of image books that we're not following actually right now. You guys have some strong suggestions, let us know. And I am Miguel.
All right, guys. Bye.
Peace.
Legion on Zoom, starring and produced by Jose Perez, aka Ches, Rodney Martinez, and myself, Miguel Arce. Please subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or shoot us an email at legiononzoom@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Legion on Zoom.